What's up, narrative nerds? We are StoryPressed, the podcast where we generate stories under pressure. Consider us a random generator for prompts, ideas, and an overall conglomeration monstrosity of free-flowing, unfiltered word stitching. We are a subsidiary. I'm not going to spit over my words now. We are a subsidiary of Amsterdam Press, links down below, and are here to help you create, edit, and publish your works. That's all we know. Let's start the show. Today, the name of the game is Word Salad. We've played this before, but in case you haven't heard, this is how it goes. We have a random word generator, links in the description, and we have to come up with a story using these 3 words. We're going to go in a random order, determine the roll by dice, which is pretty nifty. And the first person has 30 seconds to come up with their idea. Then the next and the next, you get the picture. We'll possibly have a chance to ask like one person like questions, or if we want them to fill out any ideas. This is definitely something that we're going to be doing, and if you're interested, we can help flesh it out and possibly write about it if we like it. Comment down below if you want us to write some of these fun ideas. Any questions? No.
What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
You don't want to know my name.
Yeah.
I'm Madison.
I'm Mackenzie.
I'm Sophia.
Wow, we sound so depressed on this
Also known as the
day.
Nick Mafia.
No!
It's gonna catch on.
It's not gonna catch on. Anyway, let's go ahead and roll our dice. Natural 20, it means I'm going
19.
last.
Natural 20.
Fuck me.
Okay, so it's between you and me, so you're going first. And then it's between you and me, whoever's going next, Kinsey.
Sophia, 19, 20, 20, like
Okay, so 17.
13.
Okay, so
I'm
it's going to
next.
be Sophia, then Kinsey, then me.
Alright.
So, if we have our timer going, yeah, you ready?
Not really. Don't start the timer until I have written down all 3 words, because I'm not fucking with that shit. I want to know the 3 words before you start that timer.
Okay,
You got this.
you
man.
ready? Random word generator, go! Manufacturer, polish, and growth.
Manufacturer.
Manufacturer,
Polish.
polish, and growth.
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 Oh my god.
On your mark, get set, go!
How much time do I have?
30 seconds. Well, 25 now.
Manufacture, polish, growth. Okay. Is there... Ooh, I have a weird dystopian one already. That's okay. I need to probably
I
think
have a
about
really
this.
dumb one.
So I
5,
have to go.
4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
Alright,
All
so
right,
basically,
Sophia, let's go.
this is some real dumb, weird, this would be a very short story. I'm thinking like a kid's book about a company, about like, basically this world, your stature in this world is based on like your hair length. Like how long your hair is.
Okay.
And so basically this manufacturer creates this hair polish that grows your hair. And basically so the manufacturer basically it's like and then like throughout the story it's like this kid that's like so obsessed with having this long hair so they can be popular or whatever, but they're always like that odd duckling out, and they're never being accepted no matter how nice their hair is or how long their hair is, because they can't get the hair polish that everybody else gets because they're not rich enough. So then they meet like, I don't know, some type of person that's like different than everybody else that like has short hair. And everybody, everybody's like, oh, ew, I would never hang out with that person. But then they go and like, I don't know, they somehow find each other, and like, they basically like create their own world of like, their own like community of like, we should all be individuals and we shouldn't want to all be the same person. Oh. So like a moral of the story is like, you should be yourself and you shouldn't gauge you shouldn't hold yourself to a standard that the world holds you at. You should just be yourself, basically.
That's really
Some
cute.
kind of like kid story type.
I like
deal.
that. It even has a moral.
Yeah, I was trying to go for
Right?
like a moral or
Now,
something.
whenever I initially thought polished, I thought you were gonna go with hair length, but have everybody go bald. So anybody who's like going through chemo or has like cancer and stuff, they would be held in the highest esteem. They would
Yeah.
be treated the best, and you have to like like the chrome dome. You gotta
Yeah,
polish
the
it.
chrome
So I
dome.
thought that's where you were
I went
going
total
with it
opposite.
at first, and you went with the total opposite. But I like that. I like that hair length and stuff.
Shiniest noggin.
Yeah, the shiny
The
noggins.
shiniest.
All right, Kinsey, tag you are it.
Okay,
Unless you had any
so-
questions for Sophia.
No, I don't think so. Unless you had some questions.
No, that was just my only comment. I thought you were gonna go with the shortest hair of like, oh yeah, we're just gonna shave our heads and like this is just gonna be a thing.
Everybody's. Oh, right. I thought you were gonna go with like a. But they grew their hair too much, and then they had like a beard, and then they had like.
Yeah, and then it
their
was
hair
like,
really, really
oh
long.
no.
It's like,
Okay, yeah,
this
that'd be
isn't-
kind of crazy. Yeah.
This isn't really that great, like having all this hair, and then they're
Yeah.
like, let's just be bald, and then wax clinics became very popular all of a sudden. I'm just
All
kind of
right.
stalling slightly because mine's not very fleshed out at all.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's okay.
no.
Just
This
thinking
was a
about it.
difficult one.
That's fine. All right. So mine is based on a world where everything is like in chaos all the time, and so like there's like a war going on, and like people are just always, it's a war-torn country and everything, and so a way that they're like, okay, like this new person comes to power, and they're like, okay, like we can solve your problems, but we need you to donate a part of your family, or someone, like we need like young-ish children to come, and like we're going to help them, like we're going to teach them about the future, and we're going to create a better society, basically. So basically that person gets like voted into office, and everyone's like, no, this is terrible, but it's like totally a rigged election or whatever. And then turns out they are taking these kids to like a soldier manufacturing company, where it's like basically it's not like mechanical or anything, but basically they're manufacturing soldiers, and they have like cyborg parts that they like change things out, kind of like a Winter Soldier. Yeah, kind of like that, but they start them early, like very young. And so the kids are growing, and they are having to like, that's kind of the same thing, but they are like growing their numbers, and then they're having to like polish and refine the kids. It's not the little, I mean that they're like polishing their behavior, making them like the perfect soldier. And so then eventually they all have like these, and the donation of children only happened like once or twice. And then people kind of like, oh, like the kid's off in a better place now, and like they're helping save the world and do stuff. And they have like all this propaganda that goes on. It's like, oh, like you all should be proud of this. And then it turns out they're like super assassins, and then that's like how the person stays in power, because they have these brainwashed children that are actually keeping the war going. Like it's kind of like in, I guess, Hunger Games, where it's like there needs to be a certain amount of fear and war, and so the whole thing's mostly manufactured. So yeah, that's where my brain went.
Yeah,
Questions?
yours both are a lot better than mine.
That's fine. I was
thinking about like prosthetics, actually, whenever you were talking about that, like, oh, like your kids, need to go through this intense physical therapy, and so they actually like get sent off if they need special prosthetics. Oh. And instead of like just a child donation, like it would be under the guise of, oh, we're going to give you free physical therapy and free prosthetics, this, that, and the other.
Oh.
But it's
just
like this
basically be a
huge
bunch of poor
exchange.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically
It would go
being taken
after-
advantage of.
Yeah, and so all of a sudden they feel like they're in debt. It's like, well, like if you don't stay with the program, then we're gonna have to
Take it back.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take back your prosthetics,
And
and
move your
and your
burdens,
parents are gonna be
yeah.
billed for like this massive therapy thing, or you could stay and like help us out. You could like
And you can work off your debt.
you work off your debt. So
That just always
they'll
increases
have
because
like mechanical eyes that would essentially work as spies. So like some of the jobs would be, in my mind, like a serving job, and they're like serving at a fancy
serving
dinner.
in the White
and so,
House.
yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, so they can be spies, they can be assassins, they can be anything, but they have to work off these mechanical parts. So I thought that's where you were going with that, but I like that. Mine, I decided to go with a more Lovecraftian kind of like spooky horror thing. There's no moral, there's no complete resolution, but essentially there is a manufacturer that's like, we're going green, and like we've developed this like organic nail polish, and it's essentially like supposed to be a part of a fashion statement where you use this, and it's like, oh, like use this polish, save a tree, this, that, and the other. And so, like, you're supposed to, like, once you finish wearing it, whenever you wipe it off, you have this, like, special cotton cloth, and it's supposed to, like, grow a tree or something like that whenever you're done. But the instructions are very, very clear. Like, oh, you can only wear it for X amount of days, and make sure that you, like, take a break in between wearing this polish. Well, someone, definitely not thinking of a particular person that we know, really likes this color green and definitely does not go beyond a certain amount of time.
Definitely
and all of a
not.
sudden starts realizing, oh, my fingers, like they start hurting, they start like aching and stuff like that. And it turns out that it's taking the nutrients from the body in order to create these trees, this like organic material. So the organic bit is actually you donating like marrow and all sorts of other like creepy stuff. Yeah. And so trees and flowers and all sorts of stuff are growing out of people's fingernails and toes whenever they don't take off the polish when they're supposed to, because the point is, oh, you use this polish and you save a tree because you go and you plant it somewhere else and it's supposed to be something beautiful. And it does for everybody else. But if you
into trees.
yeah, but slowly but surely, if you leave it on for too long, it starts like taking root into your bones and starts like crawling up your arms until the point
That's
where
yikes.
like no one like it would. I imagine like there's this little old lady. So like there's the granddaughter who loves the nail polish, and there's the one who ends up finding this out, and then goes and like finds her grandmother, and like trees are just like bursting out of her toes, and like just having the worst time of it because she would have been
God.
handicapped. And it's like, oh, I want to do something nice for Mima. She like only sits here on her porch. She can't like go and do anything. So I'm gonna like diddy up her toes and like make her feel special and nice. And then like forgets about Mima and barely manages to like get the stuff off of herself before going back and finding Mima like rooted to the spot, literally, because of the
That's funny,
because of everything.
though.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, well,
I
I
like
said
it.
it's Lovecraftian and
Cool.
more like macabre and horror, but it's like when is it too far? Essentially, it's like. So anyway,
That's kind of interesting.
Wow.
any questions? Any other spook fests we want to throw out there?
No, that was pretty creepy on its
It would
own.
be kind of cool if they like.
It'd almost be weird to like almost combine ours.
Yeah, right.
And like basically like they use this
like that
hair, like their hair stuff.
Combine.
And it like starts
like
literally
lines.
rooting them into the ground
Yeah.
and stuff.
Ooh,
It's a whole
yeah.
line of products.
It's a whole line of products. Yeah. They start off with yours and they go up.
Yeah, it's like they're like you're not getting the moral of the story, so it's like, and then all these horrible things start happening to all the people that are just following blindly
Oh,
what
there we
everybody
go.
else is doing.
there we go.
And the people that are just doing their own thing and being themselves are the ones that survive.
Yeah, there you go. I dig it. Hey, yeah.
Wow.
Missed the bug. All right. Well, I think that'll be it for us if we don't have any more questions. If you'd be interested in reading a short story about this topic, vote for one of the stories, and we'll try and write it. Maybe we'll even do a collab if Sophia and my story, if that's what you want, like a part 1, part 2, all of that other cool
Like the
stuff.
child's version and then the darker version.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
part
like
1, part
Disney
2.
versus the Grimm brothers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the Brothers
Yes.
Grimm. Yeah. Let us know in the comments below. Otherwise, stay tuned for more tales. Story Pressed out for print.